Okay, so we've got our setup here. Two chairs that act as support and they create a framed out area. So again, take the time to do this so that you get the most out of this class. Once you've got that set up, see here, two chairs, one chair for sitting. And scoot to the front edge of your chair, hands on the thighs, find your central upright, breathe in, breathe out, relax the body. All right. Remembering that breathing, of course, it's helping us, keeping us alive, oxygen and CO2 exchange on the chemical level, but also quite importantly, that inhale and expanding quality, stretching us open from the inside. The exhale, softening and melting and releasing, relaxing deep places in the body. And again, inhaling when you're ready. So that act of breathing fully, completely, and thoroughly opens up spaces, loosens up, and tunes up mechanisms that we need in a way that only breathing can do. So we're going to do other movements, and we're going to stand up. We're going to do all kinds of other practices, but there's no replacement for long, smooth, complete inhale and long, smooth, complete exhale. So that central pillar, central upright, relaxing the body and breathing. And then that allowing that happens when you relax, the allowing of sinking, a soft, sunken heaviness going down. And we have to allow that. A lot of times we're fighting that, sort of fighting the down. And so we're holding tension, but we want to let go of that and feel this settling, sinking, grounding down through the chair, down through the legs, and the corresponding lightness and nimbleness, right? I always like to do this little thing here. You see I'm sort of flapping the legs, bouncing the shoulders, maybe even shaking out the arms a little bit, because we hold tension consciously. We also hold a lot of it unconsciously. So just when you sit and you create that good posture, and then you relax, then just by kind of moving lightly, limberly, loosely, it helps to shake out the debris, allow more of that soft, sunken, and heavy. And like I said, the inhale and exhale is also doing work on that level. Expanding, consolidating, and loosening. So if you go out to your garage and you try to drive your car, but all the parts are stuck together, right? That car's not going to work well. The engine parts aren't going to move. The wheels aren't going to turn. The axles, and I don't know what else you might describe on a car, but that all makes sense. So it's the same thing with this amazing vehicle of our body, that if it's stuck together, it's not going to run properly. It's not going to move properly. So we're breathing to loosen that up. Now we add. Slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest and chin up. Arch the back. Oh, and then with the exhale, slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow the chest, drop the head, round the back. Oh. Let's just do that 3 or 4 more times. Inhaling as you arch the back, holding that position a little bit, and then exhale. Rounding. I've been using the word confrontational. The practice is confrontational. We think of that as a negative thing sometimes, but we want to confront all the stiffness in the body. We want to confront the places where the body's collapsed and lost cabin pressure, lost awareness. So we're moving through these ranges of motion. You might run into break through. And every day is a new day that we have to do this. If we just kind of get our head around that and go, oh yeah, I got to have my practice, just like I floss my teeth, just like I take a shower or whatever. Just like that, we got to treat each of these mechanisms in our body every day to this therapeutic awakening. Now find neutral and let's twist. Left hand forward past the knee, right hand and elbow back. We rotate. And turn the other way. Once you get through the first stage of the practice, where a lot of it's pain and sloth and unawareness, the practice becomes very pleasurable because the body really likes to move. That's what it's built to do. So it does feel a little painful, exhausting, whatever you might be experiencing on the negative sense, but over time, with regularity, it starts to feel really good, right? Like I just enjoy my time with my body. Doesn't mean it's not confrontational to my mind, to my body, to my awareness, but you learn to really relish that process. And we're back to neutral. Looser and looser and looser. Hang the arms loose. Change the weight to your right buttock. Just a little soft bend. Nothing too crazy. Just a little lean. And then back to center. Shift the weight a little bit. Just a little lean. Right? So less is more. Less is more because less is often precise. And then once you have that precision, let's add. Float the left wrist up, left foot a little bit, lean. And then back to center, lean. Back to center, lean. And we're just breaking through the narrow field, right? It starts to become very narrow. We allow it to, especially as we age, and then you add something like Parkinson's to that, it just accelerates that. So it just makes having a practice that much more important. And neutral. Now we do shoulder blade range of motion. Shoulder blades spread apart, shoulders coming forward, up, back, down, neutral. I'm pretty sure every one of you here in class has done this before. So the hope is that these exercises are no longer super foreign to you, you know, that you're going, oh yeah, it's that shoulder roll thing. And that you just dive right into it and just really get lost in squeezing out the tissue tension in your back and your shoulders. And then reverse. We go back and up, forward and down. Back and up, forward and down. A lot of people wonder, what does this have to do with walking, standing, balance? It has a lot to do with it. Because anywhere where the body is not in a good relationship, in a good state, throws off our equilibrium and our balance. And if the chest, shoulders, back, and neck are really tight, it makes us top heavy, more clumsy. So in Tai Chi, there's a saying, top empty. So we're actually emptying out the shoulders, upper back, and chest. Go ahead and release. And then let's scoot a little bit back on the chair. Right knee, lift. Grab a hold of the knee, draw the knee a little up and in, flex the foot. Now open the fingers and we push, load, down. We're going to switch to the other side. Load, use your hands, pull a little deeper in, and then push, reload, down. Let's switch back and forth 3 more times each leg. So see if you can get this to flow, right? 1, 2, 3, and down. 1 is the load. 2 is the push. 3 is the load again. 4 is the down. Try a couple, no hands. Load, push, load, down. Other side. Load, push, load, down. 1 more each way. Load, push, load, down. And load, push, load, down. Now the ankle, foot and ankle, straight leg, point, flex, point, flex. And then tilt the foot a little in, out, in, out, in, out. And circle, in, around, and out. Reverse, out, around, and in. Down. And point and flex. Tilt the foot in, out. Again, the more you come to class, the more these things are familiar. Therefore, the less mental confusion there is when we do them. Circle. And when there's less mental confusion and more familiarity, then you can start to really get the benefit. Go ahead, reverse. That circle, you can really smooth it out and get the spiral going, get the brain connection going, because you've broken through the confusion and the tissue tension and whatnot, right? And then scoot forward to the front edge of your chair again, and let's do the swivel, the external-internal rotation. So step a little wider apart. Lift your toes up, and we turn on the heels, the knees and toes point in. Lift the toes, knees and toes point out. Again, internal, external. Internal, external. In, out. In, out, and neutral. Now, lift the heels a little bit. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. External, internal. External, in. Out, and in, and neutral. Hip hinge. Forward fold. So I'd say the practice we are just doing now is, you could say, a minimum practice. And it took us 10 minutes, 12 minutes. We're almost done with it as well. So just this chair-based, minimum effective, get all the basic movement mechanisms of the body, right? And I would like to add one more, which is a little bit with the head and neck, because tension here sort of throws off the whole network. And so we spend a lot more time on the head and neck in the Friday class and the Saturday class as well, or at least sometimes we do. But just the minimum with the head. Chin down, head down. Head and neck back and up and head back. Right? Head down, neck down. Neck back, head back. Again, if you don't do this regularly, and especially as we get older, this gets really stiff. So totally understandable if your range is really small right now, but try to break through it slowly, regularly. And maybe a couple times a day, just spend 4 or 5 minutes doing the basic neck and head movements. Let's say one more time, neck, back, head, back, and then settle your head to neutral. Second movement, turn the head to the right, turn the head to the left. Again, your range might be really small when you first begin, but after 6, 7 reps, it might be a little bigger. After 6, 7 weeks of doing 6 or 7 reps, it gets bigger still. And then eventually it's just free, loose, spacious. And again, I can give you all the things you would need to do. Knowing what to do is one thing, but actually doing it regularly, that's the hard part, right? That's the hard thing to do, is regularly doing it as a habit. So again, with the neck, we did the forward and back. We did the turn and the turn. Now, sideways, tip, and tip. This one usually has a lot of stiffness in it, and it might even be your brain has forgotten how to do it. So it might feel weird in that sense as well, this side-to-side move. And then back to middle, and one more here, the circle. So side, back, side, forward, and now we're going around and around. And with the circle, feel free to stop along the way, because this is very confrontational. It confronts a lot of stiff spots. Feel free to improvise it when you run into some barnacles, some stiff spots. You can slow down or make a little micro change. After your circles, after your next circle, come all the way around and hang your head down in front of your body. Just hang it loose. Float the head up above the body. And then let's go circling in the other direction. So go side to your left and back, to the right and forward, or whatever your other direction is. Forgot to say, on the first round, we go small to large. So your first circle can be kind of small, and then the next one gets a little larger. So that after 6 or 7 repetitions, your circles are at their largest, whatever is large for you today. And finally, let the head hang in front. Float the head straight up. Shogun, wing, roll, fold. What this does, it's a closing, consolidating gesture so that we're not all caught up here. In Tai Chi, they talk a lot about sync the Chi, sync the mind to this place. The Chi follows. This is like a battery, like a reservoir here, the middle dantian. So it's an energetic center, but it's also a mechanical center. So all of our movement comes from here as well. So from this same middle, right? Imagine this middle here in my body, lower back, belly button, right between there. So if I try to stand up like this, I fall back in my chair because my middle is back here. That's why to stand up, you'll remember, we fold and go forward. Now my middle is above my feet. Then push through the earth, middle still connected to the ground through the legs and feet. When it comes time to sit down, if I go back with my middle like this, I'm going to fall into the chair, right? What also people do is they try to sit in their chair like down like this. You see my knees pushing forward. It starts to really hurt the knees. So that's why we fold at the hips. My middle is still in line with feet. And folding, 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 middle still in line with feet until you touch your butt to the chair. Then you can commit your middle to the chair, right? Feet are empty. And then we go, time to stand up. So middle, above feet, down. So in a sense, it simplifies how to think of the body. middle. Just make sure you're attending to your middle. Fold, sink, down. So it's a saying in Tai Chi, mind always in the Dantian. Mind always. It's like if you're flying a jet, you want to be in the cockpit. If you're driving a car, you want to be in the driver's seat. If you're in a boat, you want to be in the wheelhouse. We're needing to train ourselves again to find our middle. Now, don't sit in your chair. Fold and use that same movement to touch the toes, touch the floor, and then come back up. So don't sit in your chair now. Don't sit in your chair. Just sink, touch the ground or toes or shin, and come back up. So break through the stiffness, right? At first, when you do this, you can maybe only go here, and you feel tight and tight here. And then over time, you can loosen and loosen. Maybe all you can do is get to here where you can touch your shins. That's fine, right? And then you come back up. And so we're just loosening, freeing up these mechanisms. And now, stay standing. So again, the middle is important. Hopefully that's been impressed upon you. Stand in front of your chair, fingertips on the chair. And just look at me for a moment. Notice my middle. I'm now taking my middle forward, and it's connecting down through my toes, so my heels are empty. And then, hands on the chair, take the middle back a little bit. I'm connected down through the heels. Notice how I'm not leaning back this way. The middle goes back, so I can get to my heels. And then the middle comes forward, and the middle goes back, and the middle forward. So now we're rocking back and forth. And when we do Tai Chi, more advanced Tai Chi, this rock movement, right? There's this fluid quality. That's more advanced Tai Chi that we do on in Friday and Saturday class. But this rock, rock. Now rock to your toes, lift your heels, push through the toes, and then down. And rock back. And again, we're using our chair to keep us safe. Pull the toes up. Rock forward and lift. And then rock back and lift. Rock forward and lift. Rock back and lift. And settle. Now, hands on the chair, the back of the chair. Walk your feet back. Fold at the hip. So yoga, this is more of a yoga position. It's a stretch, but it's downward dog. But yoga has a lot of value in how it sets up the relationships in our body. How it opens up lines and layers. So this is one of the most important postures we can do. Downward dog. This shape. And then come back, chest up. Hips kind of forward. Let's do that one more time. Fold. Just remember, these are all tools in a toolkit. Everything I'm showing you, the goal would be that you do it yourself. You can follow the video, or you can just find time to do it on your own. Walk forward. Stand up vertical. Find that good alignment. Turn and face forward. Step back a little bit from this chair. So now we're setting up for our balance practice. Very specifically, we need a runway. We need space out in front. We need the chair out of the way so it doesn't bang into our legs. And then hang your arms loose. Middle, soft legs. So your legs are not made of wood or steel. They're designed to be like springs. So from your middle, shift a little over to your right leg so your left leg has less weight in it. Soften your right leg, your standing leg, like a spring, and see if you can get this foot empty. So you see what I'm doing here? Moving. Sliding this foot a little bit. Sliding. Turning it out. In. Sliding. So I'm testing to say, okay, Is it empty? Is this leg free? Is it off the floor? And then switch. Change your weight to your left leg. Let that left leg sink a little, have a little spring-like quality. And then explore some of this movement here. Slide, slide, out, in, turn. So small. Remember, less is more because it can be precise. You don't have to do some humongous movement. Usually that'll be kind of clumsy and throw off your balance. Find that precision. Right? Now, change the weight to your right leg. Change the weight to your left leg. So just walk in place. We're not picking up a foot. That's an important thing we got to find. You just show you sideways that the important thing is down, not up, but down, 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 down. Notice my middle pillar. I use the concept of the cappuccino cup on your head, right? Notice that I can change to this leg and change to this leg, and I'm not spilling the teacup off my head. I'm not leaning and leaning. It's down, 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 down. Now, stay in your left leg. Your right foot empty. Lift the heel, get to the tip of the shoe. And then back down. Shift. So wait until you've got full, empty. Now the empty leg, lift the heel, lower the heel, switch. This one the full leg, this one empty. Lift, lower, shift. Remember, the down is the real achievement. That's what makes this possible. And then the down makes this possible. Now, if you feel good about that, you can start to make them happen almost simultaneous. You're going down the left as the right heel lifts, and then down the right as the left heel lifts. Put the heel down, and then down as this one lifts. Put the heel down, 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 down. Now, take your right hand on the chair, put all your weight in your left leg, get to your right tippy toes, and disconnect from the floor. Lower the whole foot to the ground, change the weight. Now that leg full, this one empty, tippy toe, lift, down, shift. This might be one you practice someday, no hands, but notice how steady my body looks when I do it, how relaxed. I'm not clenching, I'm not yanking, I'm not throwing my body around. It's just relax down to the earth, float, place it down, relax down to the earth, tippy toe, lift, lower, down, float. Eventually this one can be pretty much simultaneous. Down and lift, down and down. Now, hand on the chair for sure. Get to your right tippy toes and let's go full lift and then whole foot down. Again, full lift, same leg, down. Full lift, down. So here we're just trying to break up any stiffness in this leg. There tends to be stiffness. So that's why I'm saying this fold and elongate. Fold and elongate. Just get that lengthen and fold of this leg empty. And then do that on the other side. So change the weight to the right leg. Left leg is empty. We go lift, down, lift, down, right? Someday no hands, but you know, again, in the beginning, there might be, you're really leaning on the chair and then you can just touch the chair lightly. And then someday, no hand. Again, do it in the right progression. Now, hand on chair, we shift, lift, lower that leg down and then shift underground, lift, lower, shift underground. Cappuccino cup, doing just fine. Right, we're changing weight, but you want to also sense stillness inside of this, and that stillness is achieved by relaxation. When we're soft, there's space, there's a still quality in the body while we move. And together. Now, that was all happening right where you are. Really important to do that one. And then we go put all the weight in your left leg, put the right heel in front. So now you're setting yourself up with just a small step, small range of motion here on this step. And remember, when the whole class can pretty much be done with you facing forward. So when I turn like this, I'm not asking you to turn your body. You keep facing forward. I've turned sideways so that you can see front and back. It gives you different angles that you can notice, right? So put all the weight in your left leg and put your right foot in front like so. The toes are up, the heel is touching the ground. Now, the primary direction is still down, not forward. Just go down your right leg, your body moved forward in space. Go down your left leg, your back leg, your body moved backward in space. Hang your arms loose. Hang your arms loose. Down through your front leg. Tippy toe the back foot. Down through your back leg. Tip a heel. Down. Down. So remember what I was saying about stillness, right? This still quality, the cappuccino cup on your head, even as we move forward, but we don't want to lean forward or lurch forward. And it only takes a little bit to get us off our perfect little perch. So there's this perch quality inside. Shift, shift, right? Shift, down, down, down. So I'm speeding up. But the moment you start tightening and going for it, relax. Relax, 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 relax. Now, hand on the chair, your right leg empty in front. From the hip, lift, lower, shift. Back leg empty like a little flamingo. Bend the knee, toe down, shift. From the hip, float, down, shift. Just from the knee. So notice when I do this, some of you are bringing your knee forward. Don't. Try to keep the thigh right where it is and just bring your heel to your butt. So you're getting a little hamstring curl there. And then shift. And same thing here. No bend of the knee, just the hip. Down. Shift. So we're trying to be precise with these mechanisms. Back. Lift. Lower. Shift. Bend, down, shift. And then now, do allow the knee to bend. So it's hip hinge, knee bend, all the way up. And then release the heel down softly. Shift the weight into the right leg. Now here, the knee bend and hip hinge, the knee comes forward. And then reverse. So this one's important, this ability to reach behind, find the ground, but not put any weight. And then commit. Now from the hip, lift, down, shift. Wait for it to actually be empty. So then you might be able to go smooth, smooth, shift. You might be able to go smooth, shift, smooth. So smooth can then be fast. When you're smooth, you can have a little bit of pop. But you got to go slow enough to actually smooth it out. Now, switching sides, bring the feet together, side step, over to your other chair. Level 1, put all the weight in your right leg, left heel out in front, heel touching, foot empty. Level 1, rock, rock. Remember that down is all that is required. Down helps keep us vertically in line. Down makes sure we don't get over our skis forwards or backwards. Commit to the leg. That's another important part. Commit 100%. Commit. 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 And then maybe rah, 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 rah. Down, down, down. Drop, drop, drop. Right? Now, hand on the chair from the hip. That front leg, just float, lower, shift. Back leg empty, just bend the knee, toe touch, shift. Commit completely to one so the other is free. And then commit completely to one so the other is free. Commit, then lift. Commit, lift. Now, hand on the chair for sure. Lift, down, shift. Back leg is empty, goes forward and up. Reach behind, shift. Front leg empty, lift it, down. Commit to that front leg so the back leg can go forward and up. Back, shift. And together. Back to the first side. We go all the weight in the left leg, right foot in front. Shift, back foot empty, step, shift again. In reverse, shift back, wait for it to be actually empty, step it and keep it empty while you step it, then commit to that leg. Shift, important practice. Step without the body moving forward at all, then commit to the leg and feel how that's when the movement forward happens. Same thing in reverse. Commit to the leg, that's when the movement happens. When you step, no movement backwards should happen, right? This step should happen with no traveling. But then when you commit to the leg, that's when your body retreats in space. Commit to the leg, step while being stable, and then commit to the leg. Commit, step, commit. Eventually, of course, that can be polished out so that you're just cruising forward, but you have to really be able to sense, oh yeah, that's when I move forward, not then, that's when I move forward. Because the alternative is you're kind of stuck with tension to the legs so that when you go back, you clumsily fall back instead of loose, then shift, right? So now level 2 of this, lift, lower, shift. Step over the obstacle, pick up the foot over the top, down, and then commit. Flamingo, touch the toe, commit, reverse obstacle step, no weight, right? So see, that happened without any weight shift, where too often we just go back like that. That's when falling happens. This is skillful. I'm connecting to the ground. Lift, lower, I'm connecting, I'm plugged in, stepping, I'm still plugged in, still plugged in, still plugged in, and then I'm changing how I'm plugged in. So that's what it starts to feel like as you're going, oh, I'm plugged into the earth. That's Chunwan, plugged into the earth. And then everything else is Qingling, nimble, light. The moment you lose Chunwan with tension and force and all this, well, now you've got the risk of falling. But soften and connect to the earth, and then stay connected to the earth. Remember what I said about the shoulder blades, right? When we were doing these, and I said, you know, people don't know that how much this has to do with balance and walking. This tension up top makes me clumsy when I go. The looseness here, right? You see that looseness? That allows for connection to the ground. Now let's go level 3. Hand on the chair, full lift, down, shift. Now full range of motion. Heel, knee, float the leg. Leg goes down. I still haven't gone anywhere. Now, commit. Bring this leg up, toe back, still with no body weight. Then connect to the earth. This leg all the way through this range, still connected through this leg. Then commit. Lift, lower, commit, full range, commit, 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 and switch sides. So 3 levels to this practice. And the more you do it, the more it all makes sense, the more we can just flow through it, right? Go into your right leg, left foot in front. Level 1 is the most like walking through the supermarket or walking down the street. Shift, step, shift. Shift, step, shift. The body only moves forward when you commit to a new leg. You step while it's empty, and then you commit that new leg. Commit, step, commit. Commit, step, commit. So it can be smooth, but it's this drop, drop. Don't fear the ground. Connect to the ground. Down, 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 and down. Now, all the weight in your right leg, left hand touching the chair. We lift, lower, shift, and then step over an obstacle. Pick up the foot over the top, set the foot down, and shift. Heel to butt, toe down, shift. Now it's reverse obstacle. It can be a very low obstacle at first so that you can really work on staying relaxed. Lift, lower, shift. And again, just a light little float over the top, down, shift. Flamingo. Reverse. Low obstacle. So we're training the middle. All about the middle. Level 3. Lift, lower, shift. Full range, heel, knee, foot, down, shift. Full lift, back, shift. Up, tuck, reach, shift. All the way down, that allows the lift. Shift, heel, knee, foot, shift, lift. Cappuccino cup, just along for the ride. Loose. Down. One more. Okay, so now make your way all the way to the left side of your space. So all the way over to the left side. Turn and face down range. Now you've got a very long runway, level 1 walking. So put an empty foot out in front, shift. So remember that idea, you only move forward when you're committing your weight to a new leg. So we want to step without committing, and then we want to commit to that leg and let that be how we are moved forward. Back foot is empty. It stays empty when you step. And then you commit. You step, and then you commit. So by breaking it into these two events, you will be able to walk smoother momentarily, or in a month, or in a year. Step, shift. Now we go in reverse. It's shift into a leg that moved you backwards, right? Now, and very important, the other foot is empty. You step it while it stays empty, touch the ground, and then commit to that leg. That's when you actually move backwards. Step without moving backwards. Commit to the leg, that moves you backwards. The front foot is empty. Step it behind while it is still empty, and then commit to that leg, that moves you backwards. Step, commit, and then we go forward. Commit to the new leg, step an empty foot. Commit, step, commit, step, commit, step, commit, step. In reverse, commit, make sure you're very stable, step without any weight, commit, step the foot behind with no body weight, then commit to that leg, step it behind with no weight, then commit. Commit. Now, if you feel comfortable with that, try to take out that pause, right? So we were just going here, step, here, right? But see if you can just go. On the way back, maybe don't, but it is possible to just go. Just shift, shift. But since you can't see behind you, slow it down, right? But now going forward, just try to find flow. Just down, 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 down. And then down, step, down, step, down. Commit, commit, commit. Two more. And again, I've taught a lot of variations throughout the many classes. So any of the variations like longer stride or other things you want to work on, you can do that in place of what we're doing now, right? One more time, just loose. And settle. Now turn and face forward. Put all your weight in your left leg. Right foot out, in, out, in. Repeat that. Out, in, out, in, out. Now leave the leg out, change the weight underground, and then change it again. Back to the other leg. Change. So you see how much my torso is moving through space? But notice that there is zero leaning. There's zero leaning. There's also zero pushing of the hip. So it's just relax down through the leg, relax down through the leg. Now down through your right leg, stay there. Left leg empty, bring it in, out, in, out, in, out. Now bring that left foot in, keep it in, change the weight down through the left, down through the right. So if you watch my body, there's far less movement in space because my feet are right here, but there's some. So just by going down the left, the body moves maybe an inch over and then maybe 2 inches or so just by going down. Now stay in the left leg, step your right foot out. Down through the right leg, you move over in space, bring the left foot in. Down through the left leg, your body doesn't move much, but you change so that the right foot's free to step. And then down through the right leg, Left foot empty, bring it in. Down through the left leg, right foot empty, step it out. Down, step in. Down, step out. Down, step in. Out, shift, going back the other way. So the patience to wait until it's actually full and empty, step while it's empty, change underground, step in. Change underground, step out. Change underground, step in. Down, step, down, step, down, step. And stay with wide stance, shift and turn, brush and sweep. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. So again, on Friday and Saturday class, we work on a lot more of this upper body mechanics. So hopefully this one isn't totally foreign to you. The bear, washing, pause in the stream. Now as you shift right, turn right, brush and sweep, hold here. Step the left foot in. Change the weight down through the left leg, turn, brush, and sweep. Keep the hands here, step the right foot out without any weight in it. So don't get pulled along with the leg. Empty. And then shift underground, turn the body, brush, and sweep. Now that left leg is empty, bring it in. Change the weight underground into your left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Step out with no body weight, and then underground, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Bring that left foot in. Go underground, shift, turn, brush, sweep. So remember, chun one, letting everything soft, sunken, and heavy go underneath you. Qingling, there's a lightness, nimbleness, freedom of movement that's available. So that's what we're working on here. Go in, out, we're going back the other way. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot empty, step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Left foot empty, step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. Try to let go of anywhere you're gripping. Right? The movements can be, in a way, they almost have to be allowed to be kind of sloppy. A little bit sloppy, right? Because we're trying for too much, we got all this tension. You got to let it be a little more liquid, a little more fluid, liquid, fluid, liquid. Now the bear swats the jumping fish. So take your left hand up chest level, right hand is low. We got shift, turn, brush, swat. Now as the hands change, left low, right high, bring your left foot in. Shift, turn, brush, swat. As you step your right foot out, change the hands, high to low. Then we're ready to go. Shift and turn, brush, swat. And then step the left foot in. Change high to low and low to high. And then shift, turn, brush, and swat. Step out as the hands change. I was saying before, once you've seen these movements for a bit and you get familiar with them, then you can let go of the tension and start letting it have flow, have softness. That's why it's worth your time to go through these videos, to get comfortable with the set and the series that we do. Let's go the other way, so that you can get lost in it. Because there's something to cultivate inside of the container of the practice. So every time you're coming, you're going, I have no idea what we're doing, right? If I'm always doing too much new stuff or whatever. So really have that idea that, okay, if you're comfortable with what these are, start to find that next layer. Drop off a layer of stiffness. You might even say be a little sloppier, a little looser. This is the bear swats the jumping fish. Now, come over to your left. Let's do again, there and back. Keep your right hand high. This is the cloud. Keep your left hand low. That's the lake. So now we're going shift and turn, cloud, lake. And then clouds go down, lakes vapor up, step in. And then it's shift and turn, cloud, lake. Clouds go down, lake vapors up, step right foot out, shift and turn, cloud and lake. Vapor and rain. Step in, shift, turn, cloud, lake. Looks good, everybody. Vapor and rain, step out, cloud and lake. Vapor and rain, stepping in, cloud, lake. Step, change, shift. So this is, we could say, intermediate Tai Chi in the sense that it's got all the components. It's got stepping, it's got turning, it's got arm movement, it's got complexity. And it's an opportunity to find that fluid connection rather than the connection via stiffness. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Rain and vapor, step left foot out, shift and turn, cloud and lake. Rain and vapor, step right foot in, shift and turn. Shift and turn. And look how obvious I'm being, right? I'm sort of really going out of my way to show you all the way over here, and then all the way high and low, and then all the way over here. And then all the way high and low. Let's go there and back one more time. Shift and turn. So get over to the one side here. And then step in and change. One high, one low. And then shift and turn and get it all the way across. Get it way over there. And then one high, one low as you step. And then all the way back across. Step. They change. All the way. And they change and step and they change and step and change and step. And notice again, it's both arms at the same time. Both arms at the same time. Step. Both arms with the turning of the body. Both arms. Step. Both arms. So Mark, you notice you just swung that one arm all by itself. Both arms together with the body. Then both arms. And again, don't let that arm swing free. Turn. Then the arm. Step. Turn. Wash your paw. Wash your paw. And the idea here would be, with Tai Chi practice, we've loosened all these connections in the body so that when it comes time to just daily activities like walking over to the bathroom or in the kitchen, or, oh, I dropped something, fold and sink and pick it up. Those things become easier because you really went for it, right? With the walking, we took big strides and we opened up these mechanisms so that when you go to the store later and you just need to walk, the idea would be everything is just more natural, easy, because you took the time to break through and make space in your body, right? And then we close with a little massage just to settle the chi into the body, to clear out anywhere it's stuck. So palms together. Rub the palms, back of one hand, palms, back of other hand, palms, and then a couple important places in the body mechanism. Groin, genital area in the middle, right alongside that sort of sensitive, they call it the inguinal crease. Very important. And then the hip flexors, the front of the thigh, up at the very top, this little bundle, this little bunch right in the hip flexors, clearing that out. And then we come around to the tail, another really important area that gets bunched up. So we're rubbing down, up, clearing it out. And then the lumbar and those back muscles. And then like you're doing a squat, hips back, start to sit the buttocks and sweep your hands down the outside of your legs around to the inside. Come up the inside past the groin to the belly button. So let's do that in a flow. Groin area, hip flexors, tail, lumbar, outer legs around, inner legs up to the belly. One more time. Groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, outer legs, inner legs, belly button. And then outer arm over the shoulder, turn that arm palm up and sweep down the inside of the arm to the wrist and off. Turn that palm down. Repeat on the same arm, up the outer arm, turn it, down the inner arm and off. So watch here, James. Watch here. 1, 2, and off. 1, 2, and off. So we're just repeating on the same arm. Other arm now. 1, 2, and off. 1, 2, and off. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And closing. Wing, roll, fold. Settle everything to that middle reservoir. Seal, one hand over, other hand on top. And then this hand position, grab a thumb, fold the hand over. Thank you so much, everybody. Great job. Any questions or thoughts? Feel free to unmute. Otherwise, have a really great day. And just a heads up too, I am here this Friday and next Monday, but the Friday after Thanksgiving, I will not be here. So hopefully I see you all in between then, but if I don't, have a great holiday. Thank you.